Hey everyone! Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stories like this deserve to be shared. The days start like any other Tuesday, but the moment I stepped into our apartment, I felt an electric tension I couldn't name. My wife, Lauren, stood in the living room, in a freshly pressed white coat, a subtle perfume swirling in the air, her hair tucked neatly behind one ear. I froze. She looked radiant, professional, untouchable. A doctor, that had been her dream, and I had watched her grind for years, sacrificing weekends, relationships, sleep, even meals. And now she had it. I smiled, proud, trying to mask the unease curling in my chest. "You look amazing," I said. She nodded, not meeting my eyes, fumbling with the folder in her hands. There was something in her posture, stiff, precise, almost rehearsed, that didn't feel like the woman I married. I tried to make small talk, but she kept checking her phone, fingers tapping in nervous rhythm. Notifications popped up, texts from colleagues I didn't recognize, brief messages with heart emojis and inside jokes. I looked away, shaking my head. Maybe I was imagining it. We ate breakfast in silence. I noticed how carefully she sliced her toast, how the sunlight caught the glint of her wedding ring. And yet, her attention was elsewhere. When I asked about her first shift at the hospital, she gave a clipped, distracted answer, already scrolling through emails, nodding politely at me, but clearly elsewhere. Something in the way she moved, swift, distant, controlled, made the air between us feel suddenly fragile. I wanted to laugh, tell myself I was overthinking, but my gut screamed otherwise. She had been distant lately. Late nights, unreadable messages, a quiet defensiveness whenever I asked simple questions. And yet, the thought of confrontation felt impossible. Then, as I reached for my coffee, I saw the envelope on the counter, plain, unassuming, addressed in her handwriting. My name. My heart stuttered. I opened it. Inside, a single line in careful script froze me in place. "I can't do this marriage anymore. I'm filing for divorce today." I couldn't breathe. My voice caught, my hand shook. Lauren's eyes met mine, and for the first time that morning, she didn't smile. She didn't flinch. She just nodded. And in that quiet nod, I realized I had no idea who she'd become, or who I had lost. I stared at the envelope in disbelief. The words burned into my mind like fire on ice. Lauren's calm, measured expression made it worse, like she'd rehearsed this moment 1,000 times. I wanted to scream, to shake her, to demand answers, but the words wouldn't come. My chest tightened, a storm of confusion, anger, and heartbreak swirling inside me. She didn't offer an explanation. Instead, she walked past me, coat brushing against my arm, and picked up her phone. The screen lit up with a series of messages I couldn't ignore. Names, photos, snippets of conversations, late-night meetings at bars I'd never heard of, dinners for work that had ended at sunrise, flirtatious emojis that stabbed deeper than any knife. "Lauren, what is all this?" My voice was hoarse, almost trembling. She didn't flinch. She glanced at me, eyes sharp, unapologetic. "I didn't plan for this to happen the way it did," she said softly. "But it's real and I can't lie anymore. I'm not happy. Not with us." I felt the room tilt, the floor slipping beneath me. All the little things I'd ignored, the secretive calls, the sudden burst of laughter at texts, the long hours she claimed were study sessions, all clicked into place. The life we'd built together, the promises whispered late at night, the quiet Sundays we'd shared, they had been replaced by someone else, someone I didn't exist to. I thought we were building a life. I choked out, the words tasting bitter. "We were," she said almost tenderly. "But people change." "I changed. You stayed the same." And her voice faltered for a moment, but the resolve returned instantly. "I need more than this. I need myself." It wasn't just betrayal. It was a fracture I couldn't patch. I felt my heart breaking in slow motion. The betrayal not just of our vows, but the trust one had placed blindly, without question, in her hands. Every memory suddenly carried an edge, every laugh a hollow note of deceit I hadn't heard until now. I wanted to fight, to grab her, to plead, but the calm precision in her posture made it impossible. She was already a stranger, a woman I had married but no longer knew. And in that moment, I realized the most painful truth. Sometimes the person you love the most can be the one who destroys you quietly, beautifully, without ever raising a hand. The envelope trembled in my fingers as I stared at the words again. Divorce. Filed today. And the world I had known, the one where love was enough, was gone. I couldn't move at first. The apartment felt hollow. The hum of the refrigerator in distant city sounds magnified, cruelly normal. Lauren stood by the window, hands clasped behind her back, watching the sunlight fall across the floor like it belonged to her, not us. I swallowed hard, trying to force words that refused to come. Finally, I spoke, voice breaking. Did you ever love me? Her head tilted slightly, a soft, sad smile touching her lips. I did. I do. But love isn't always enough. Not when you've outgrown the life you're living. Not when your heart wants something different. I felt my knees weaken, and I sank onto the couch, the envelope still clutched in my hands. I wanted to hate her, to scream and curse, but strange emptiness replaced anger, a raw, unfiltered grief that made my chest ache. She had taken my heart with her, not through violence, but through inevitability. I thought we had a future. I whispered, the words catching in my throat. You had your future, she said gently, almost like she was consoling a child. I had mine, and now we have to let each other live it. For a long moment, we just sat there, the silence thick, but somehow necessary. Then she moved toward the door, and I realized how final her steps were. Each one echoed through the apartment, through our life, through me. I wanted to call her back, to beg her to stay, to promise change, but my voice wouldn't rise above a whisper. Before she left, she turned once more, her eyes meeting mine. Be strong, she said simply. And then the door closed, the click resonating like a gavel. I stayed on the couch long after she left, staring at the envelope, at the empty apartment, at the hollow of a life that had once been full. The betrayal wasn't loud. It was quiet, precise, surgical. But it left a scar I knew would never fade. I realized that love could be both beautiful and devastating, capable of building you up and tearing you down without warning. If there's a lesson here, it's this. People change, and sometimes the ones we trust the most walk away silently, leaving only the echo of what could have been. Life doesn't wait for closure. Heartbreak doesn't wait for permission. And yet we survive. We rebuild. If this story resonated with you, please share your thoughts and comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more real, human stories about love, betrayal, and the lessons that follow.